Masaoka Shiki was the last great writer of haiku in Japan. He wrote his haiku, thousands of them, before the end, around the turn of the 20th century, at the end of the 19th century. And he died in 1902 at the age of 34. He was bedridden for his last years, and he would look out at the garden and write haiku. And I guess maybe that resonates with us today in our predicament. Haiku are generally thought in the West to be kind of wispy and oriental and abstract and hazy, but actually haiku are very concrete, mundane, in the sense of down to earth, and sometimes very matter of fact. And I think some of the haiku that I'm going to read to you today might illustrate that. So here are some haiku by Masaoka Shiki. An autumn fly, the swatters are full of holes. Just a brief comment on that one. Generally, it's thought that since the fly swatter was used very, very often, it got full of holes. So the flies who were around in the autumn were actually saved by the ones before who sacrificed themselves. An autumn fly, the swatters are full of holes. Shrill cicadas, shriller than shrill cicadas, is all. Now, that may sound strange to you, but in Japanese, it's tsukutsukuboshi, tsukutsukuboshi, bakarinari. So it sounds very similar in Japanese. A frog is floating in a water jar in the early summer rain. Where did all these cousins come from in my hometown? The peach tree is flowering. The cherry blossom petals are scattering in a cluster under the evening moon. The white lines of the baseball diamond are enclosed by thick, tall weeds. All my blank sheets of paper are taken by the wind of a summer storm. The sound of clippers cutting roses in the air on a perfect day in May. The snail is enticing rain clouds with its antennae. The weight of the world slips off my shoulder for a nap. Such emptiness, a shooting star over the trace of fireworks. The hydrangeas are pale blue in the rain, bright blue under the moon. That old pond, and on it floats a cicada's shell upside down. That one, of course, is a reference to Basho and his old pond, the famous poem about the frog jumping in. But Shiki actually didn't value Basho's haiku very highly. So he wrote that old pond, and on it floats a cicada's shell upside down. Just three more. The hot water bottle spills out into the moonlight on the old garden. When I peel my pear, sweet droplets trickle against the blade. And finally, the branches of two pine trees tug against each other as autumn gives way to winter.